Ah, yes, Jack-o'-lantern. That carved pumpkin that comes out every Halloween and puts parents and adults alike into a cold sweat when testing out their creative carving skills so their kids can enjoy pulling out the pulp and innards just to be surprised that their dinner tomorrow would be pumpkin soup or something similar. And once used, only to be left to rot on the side of streets and to be thrown away for another year. But how did the term jack-o'-lantern actually come about? Well, the first mention of jack-o'-lantern came about in English folklore, in which it was initially called a will-o'-the-wisp, which would be used to describe orbs of light, or what we now know to be swamp or bog gas, which would create some sort of strange bioluminescence. And in folklore, that was said to lure travellers away from their chosen destination. But the story that's associated with Jack-o'-lantern that we all may or may not know is the legend of Stingy Jack, a tale originating in Ireland around the mid-18th century. Stingy Jack invited the devil to have a drink with him, but true to his name, Stingy Jack didn't want to pay for his drink, so he convinced the devil to turn himself into a coin that Jack could use to buy their drinks. Once the devil did so, Jack decided to keep the money and put it in his pocket next to a silver cross, which prevented the devil from changing back into his original form. Jack eventually freed the devil under the condition that he would not bother Jack for 1 year, and that should Jack die, he would not claim his soul. The next year, Jack again tricked the devil into climbing into a tree to pick a piece of fruit. While he was up in the tree, Jack carved a sign of the cross into the tree's bark, so the devil would not come down until the devil promised Jack not to bother him for 10 more years. Soon after, Jack died, and as the legend goes, God would not allow such an unsavoury figure into heaven. The devil, upset by the trick Jack had played on him and keeping his word not to claim his soul, would not allow Jack into hell. He sent Jack off into the dark night with only a burning coal to light his way. Jack put the coal into a carved out turnip and has been roaming the earth ever since. The Irish began to refer to this ghostly figure as Jack of the Lantern, and then simply Jack-o'-lantern. Throughout the years, however, there's always been, like with most folk tales, variations of this and different stories. But either way, Jack seems to let the devil go only after the devil agrees not to take his soul. From the 19th century in Ireland and Scotland, people began to make their own versions of Jack's lantern by carving faces into turnips or potatoes and placing them into windows or near doors to frighten away Stingy Jack and other wandering evil spirits. In England, large beets are used. Immigrants from these countries brought the jack-o'-lantern tradition with them when they came to the United States. They soon found that pumpkins, a fruit native to America, make for perfect jack-o'-lanterns. And there ends the story of how the name jack-o'-lantern originated.